No, that's what I needed. See, you gotta show these things who's boss. I'll be on a sec. You and Harry talk about Scully?
No.
How much time do you think we bought ourselves with the old buck and wing tonight?
A few days, maybe a week.
That's what I figured. You know, Sonny, I don't think Scully's after 10% of this club. I think he's after a piece of you.
Well, he'll start with 10%.
Right. But I can't figure it out. Why is he coming out of Manhattan for Port Charles, man? It's got to be peanuts.
Scully always said, you know, if you get too full of yourself to bend down and pick up a penny off the street, watch out.
So he's not above going after chump change, like whatever he can get for peddling deceptions, diverted goods.
Bet the bank on it.
Okay, here's a thought.
Go.
What if one of those shipments didn't turn out to be as innocent as Siberian musk oil or little crystal bottles? What if the right word, leaked to certain authorities, could send the possessor of that shipment up the river for the foreseeable future?
There's only one way to ensure that kind of major league trouble.
You got it.
Hey, Amy. Pulling night duty? Fun and games. Listen, Tony was called in on an emergency subarachnoid hemorrhage. Do you know if he's had surgery? Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. No message. I guess I'll just see him when I see him. Thanks. No, honey. Listen, Daddy is still at the hospital. We're gonna have the party tomorrow.
But it won't be his birthday.
He won't mind.
I want him to be happy.
Oh, honey, I know. I know, baby.
I thought I was the only one still awake.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, well, best laid birthday plans.
Oh,
Tony's stuck in surgery.
you went to a lot of trouble.
You know, big disappointment. Not that it's Tony's fault, but, why do I feel like it is?
Because it's unacceptable when our kids hurt and we don't seem to be able to fix it.
Yeah, I got a point. Well, help yourself to some sandwiches. I think I'll take him upstairs and I'll come down and join you. Unless you're not up for company.
Well, I'm not a barrel of laughs.
You know what we ought to do? We ought to start a Port Charles branch of women that walk the floors at night.
Women that don't want to get into a double bed alone.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, there's that too. Although I suppose things could be worse. Look at what Felicia's going through.
Merry-go-round.
He's out.
Dorothy.
Felicia, don't go. Don't, Felicia!
It is.
All right, hold on. We can't afford to get separated again. Hey, let's hold hands, okay? Good idea.
Get out of here, guys. Come on.
We will. Now, wait a second. This is a maze. Remember that. Now, keep one hand against the wall and follow me. That's it. That's it. Come on.
Brian! Where is he?
Felicia.
Brian!
Come here.
Brian! Oh my God, the thing's haunted.
You threw the switch. You threw the switch. Stay back. Stay back from me. Stay back. There. Wake her. It's all right. Come around here. Hang tight. Come on. If she's starting to run, I might drop her. Vic, no, don't go. You should listen to my brother. He knows me. He is me, aren't you, Kevin? All right, Ryan. You've got all the cards today. Now, why don't you just tell us how you want to play this?
You make a mean meatloaf sandwich.
Ha! One of my few remaining virtues.
Maybe I should have learned how to cook.
Doesn't get you very far.
In all modesty, you'd think brains and good looks would count for something.
Oh, yeah, well, if we're so smart, why are we sitting here trying to figure out where we went wrong?
Because it's easier than facing that half-empty bed.
Yeah. You know, there's only so much physical frustration and loneliness a woman can take.
After a while, you stop feeling much of anything.
Baloney. They can turn your heart to stone. But that doesn't mean the juices stop flowing.
Do you still sleep on your side of the bed?
Actually, I hadn't thought about it, but yeah.
I can't bring myself to violate Tom's space. Somehow it would be the final admission that we're not a couple any longer.
Sort of like the marital Mason-Dixon line, huh?
Very apt, Bobby.
Do you suppose it would have made any difference in your case? If Tom were black?
Oh, I don't know. At least he'd be sacrificing his family for his own heritage.
I don't know, it just seems to me like men are always looking for an excuse. And if they don't have an excuse ready-made, they go out and find one.
Well, I honestly think Tom would have been content to just drift along forever. I just couldn't do it anymore.
No. Well, maybe I just don't have your courage to face the brutal truth and get it over with.
Oh, but it's not over with. There's Tommy and that issue of that half-empty bed.
Yeah. Oh, well. Have another sandwich.
Save some for Tony.
If and when Tony shows up.
Oh, it wasn't deliberate.
Oh, I know that. So why am I taking it personally? And I am, because I can really feel the resentment building up. But I spent the entire day making his favorite carrot cake. Lucas slaved over a card. We wrapped presents, we bought a balloon, and we waited. Lucas is bitterly disappointed, and I feel rejected. I know, because some poor patient had the misfortune to hemorrhage.
Well, you should hear my uncharitable thoughts about those people in Chad that Tom is so determined to help.
Are we just selfish?
I think we're the kind of women who aren't used to failure, so we fight it to the bitter end. Which my marriage has reached. Yours, God willing, hasn't.
Yes. Oh, hell. Let's finish these sandwiches.
Ah.
Must have been a sweet dream.
Oh, it was. All the socks matched.
Never happened.
But you been out gallivanting?
Hardly. A very long, very frustrating city council meeting. I was on my way home. I saw the light.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So what was it you stopped by here to tell me about?
Why do I suddenly feel guilty when I haven't done anything?
Simone and her husband are ending their marriage, and I want you to tell me that you had nothing to do with this.
Case, I have nothing to confess. And I'm sure that that corroborates the information that you have from Simone.
Corroborate? Confession? Stop being a lawyer.
Stop being a judge.
I'm being a grandmother. And take that coat off. Maybe some of that defensiveness will come off with it.
Oh. Did Simone tell you that Tom was seeing another woman? Ah, yeah. It was his idea to go back to Chad. And why should Simone give up her career to follow him back to Africa? And for that matter, what about Tommy?
What about it?
Did he really consider what was best for that boy? Did he come home and become a full-time husband and father? No, he did not. So his son is confused. His wife is hurt. So if anybody in this town is not getting a good rest at night, it's Tom Hardy.
Now, I'm seeing some righteous anger.
Yeah, aren't you angry?
No, I'm worried about Simone.
Well, so am I. Oh, I know that look. So just go on and say what you got to say.
2 words. Go slow.
Granny Mae, that marriage has been headed down this road for a long time.
Well, that may be so. But the decision to end it came so suddenly, they didn't have time to mourn it. They didn't have time to change their minds.
Nobody's going to change their mind.
You don't know that. There's a child to consider here.
Exactly my point. They wouldn't have taken the step if they weren't sure.
That may be so, but you don't undo a marriage that quickly. The ties that bind are wrapped pretty tight, and it's going to get much more complicated for Simone before it gets easier.
And she'll need all the help and support she can get.
Is that what you're going to offer her? Help and support?
Granny Mae, I know that this is coming out of a lot of love for me and for Simone. But frankly, I think you're being a little bit premature. I mean, we aren't even in the dinner and dancing stage yet. So it's not as if I'm about ready to rush over to this woman's house and propose marriage.
Oh, so, not only am I excluded from what is clearly a very juicy conversation, I don't even know who it is my cousin isn't planning to propose to tonight. or do I?
Listen, you enter here at your own peril. She's giving out advice to the lovelorn, and you, little bit, are a perfect candidate.
No, you just want me to run interference. Why don't you just step back and let me show you how it's done? All right, Grandma, give it your best shot. How does it start again? You are trying me sorely, girl.
Ryan? I'm coming. It's me you want, isn't it? Ollie, ollie, oxen free. This isn't a game, Ryan. Catch me if you can. It's over, Ryan. Well, you've said that to me at least times, and you keep coming back for more. Now, what am I supposed to think? Give yourself up. I'll do whatever I can for you. You know it's a big fat nothing. You don't want it to end like this, Ryan. And what exactly? My life? Your life? A mutual struggle for some kind of unique identity? You are so arrogant. You probably see this as some primordial battle for our egos. To the death. Rather, much to your regret. I help you. You want to hurt me. Huh? You hate me. Please, Ryan. Thank you, Kevin. Ryan? Kevin? Oh, come on, Kevin. Don't give up now. It's just starting to get good. Ask me what I want. Come on, ask me. Why?
When did you two get to be so fresh? Next thing you'll be asking me about the good old days.
No.
I'm wise to you.
Was there ever any doubt?
So, she giving you as hard a time about Simone as she gives me about Jason?
Simone is my friend.
Yeah, and a pretty amazing woman. I, for one, approve.
You don't know the half of it.
Really?
There were occasions when the Bradley Ward house wouldn't have survived without her help.
You mean as a pediatrician?
No, I mean cold, hard cash when the creditors were beating down our door. She's been very generous with her trust fund.
Trust fund?
News to you?
She comes from a very wealthy family.
Wish I'd known that during my campaign.
Well, she hardly lived like somebody with big money.
Well, the brownstone suits her. It gives Tommy a family structure that he doesn't have with his father being away so much. And Simone is surrounded by people who care and down-to-earth people.
Like her. Tom Hardy's a fool.
Yeah, I'll say. A trust fund, even.
Keisha, I don't want you to joke about this. You know, you young people take marriage so lightly.
Oh, looks like we're getting good old days whether we asked or not.
Get comfortable.
Make no mistake, marriage is tough, even for the best of us. And I had the best of Dan Ward. But we didn't expect perfection. And good days, bad days, we coped. Back in those days, marriage was a lifetime commitment, a lifetime contract. And the deal was more important than the people who made it.
Yeah, but Grandma, back then women had a hard time without one of those contracts. Now, women have more options. Especially if they have a trust fund, right?
You really think I would go after some woman just because she had some money?
No. The question is, are you planning to pursue Simone?
You know, I really admire you and Tony for not giving up, tough as it's been.
So why did you?
Interesting. Tommy asked me that same question. Not quite so bluntly, but close enough.
What'd you tell him?
Oh, something about it being easier for everybody. Wish I really believed that.
You don't?
Deep down, I believe that marriage should be for keeps. Maybe if I had worked harder, made more sacrifices to keep it alive,
Yeah, but why should all of that fall on your shoulders?
it should.
Yeah, well, it seems to me like it did.
The fact is, I settled for a state of suspended animation with occasional letters, sporadic phone contact, the elusive romantic weekend in Rome and Paris. I kept thinking that eventually we'd get back to having a real marriage, if only I didn't make any waves.
Well, you know, making waves is my specialty.
But you're fighting for you and Tony. That's so much more positive than accepting the slow death of something that was once so full of life.
Yeah, I can take an active part in throttling my marriage right into extinction.
Or resurrecting it. Anyway, it's dynamic.
Oh, yeah. More dynamic than this, I don't think I could take.
Oh, great. Ready to go.
Good.
All right.
All we need is a source for the bait and information about Scully's procedure when he diverts Deception's goods.
I'll see what Harry can dig up.
Great. Loops.
Is this himself?
Is this herself?
Laura? Tell her, sit down.
It's the middle of the night, woman.
Oh, well, tell that to your daughter. She's got a little cold, and she's almost as fussy as you are when you're sick.
The strong, silent type.
Oh, I really needed to hear your voice.
Well, this is my voice saying I miss you. Sonny says I'm cranky. You better come home soon.
Just say the word.
Well, I'm working on it, believe me, baby. We just had a very productive meeting to that end, and I expect to have good news on that front very soon.
Well, it can't be soon enough for me. I keep having these visions that Lucky's going to be another foot taller by the time I see him again.
A foot or more. You know he drinks a gallon of milk every day? And did you buy him those cool sneakers before you left?
Yeah, they cost a fortune.
Well, forget about it. His toes are coming out of him. And all his pants are high waters. His jeans are all too short.
Look, I want to come home.
Hang on a little bit longer, baby.
Well, can't the two of you at least come up here and visit me?
Sure, of course we can. And we'll bring some BC atomic chicken wings.
My weakness.
Hey, I thought that was me.
You both give me heartburn.
I love that.
Oh. So what else is new? How are Bobby and Tony doing? Did you remember that it's Tony's birthday today?
Oh, gee. Was I supposed to do something about that?
Somewhere around 10 this morning, I forgot what day it was.
Happy birthday, Dr. Jones.
Thank you, Dr. Hardy. I mean, I assume it's still...
Yes, I can't see changing my name at this point, for Tommy's sake. And Audrey and Steve. It's just a necessary reminder, I guess. Well, thank you for the company and for the sandwiches.
Good night, Simone.
Mason-Dixon line, here I come.
What do you mean, Mason-Dixon line?
Oh, kind of an inside thing. Doesn't matter. So, happy birthday.
I didn't expect this.
Lucas planned the whole thing.
And I didn't show up.
Yeah, well, you know, I told him we were going to have the party in the morning, so you're going to have to face carrot cake for breakfast.
With sugar-free cream cheese icing, that's my absolute favorite breakfast food. I think that's the crunchy part or something anyway. You made this?
I did.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
And presents, too?
Yeah, well, actually, no, that one's from Lucas.
Okay, this one's
But that one's from me, so go ahead and open that.
Wow. Woo! Woo. Look at this. Wow.
And it spoke to me.
Yeah, what language? I love this.
Well, good. So does Lucas. You may have to share it.
This is so great. It's just so great. You know, I save a life today, and then I come home to this. Thank you.
You already did.
Yeah, but it bears repeating.
This is very okay.
Yeah, it is. So, what does that tell us, if anything?
And in spite of it all, we are still capable of real moments like this. Real kindness. So, any news on Felicia and company?
Oh, no. I am praying for the baby, though. Praying for all of us.
Ryan, what do you want? Ryan, show yourself!
To make this worse.
Wasn't real, Ryan, Jerry. Please sit down. Stand up. Hiya, Kevin. You tricky. Kevin. Right here. Kevin.
Gas line, we have to get out of here. Not going anywhere, brother mine. Eternity together. Welcome to hell.
I'm not doing this alone! Kevin! Kevin!
Granny!
Granny Mae just delivered her lecture on caution. And you know the lecture. So why are you gonna sit there and deliberately try to get me in hot water?
All I did was I asked you if you're planning to pursue Simone.
Right. Anyway, pursuit is not going to be necessary in this case.
That has got to be the most arrogant thing I've ever heard out of you. We're just saying a lot.
I must have given the wrong lecture.
No, wait a minute. Don't misunderstand what I'm trying
Well,
to say.
do we misunderstand, Grandma?
No pursuit necessary, the man said.
That's right.
Because Simone and I have good reason to keep company. And she is a very direct woman.
Lord knows you have no trouble saying what's on your mind.
Well, that's right. So this thing will either happen naturally or it won't. Except it will.
Why do I bother?
His mama spoiled this boy. Grandma, you spoiled him too. Now look what you've turned loose on the world. What are you gonna do about it?
Wait for Simone to bring him down a peg or two.
Oh, cousin. You are in for a rude awakening.
We could just stay on the phone line like this all night long.
Yeah, but I'd still be here and you'd still be there. We can't curl up against your back and fall asleep there or listen to Foster patting his way down the hall to get a drink of water in the middle of the night or wake up to Port Charles sunshine streaming through my beautiful old windows. I miss the Bradley Ward house. I miss not being there for Lucky's teachers conference. You did go to that, didn't you?
I talked to her on the phone.
Luke.
She said that he's doing okay. I need you.
I miss you so much. I miss it all. I really do. I think I know now that I love the life that we built in Port Charles even more deeply and more clearly than I did before. I just feel like I'm in exile here.
It's not much longer. Not much. And when you come back, we're gonna have a welcome home party for the record books right here at the club. Mary May will sing, and one of your favorite people will be there, and you know, old Port Chuckles will never be the same.
I want it to be the same. Exactly the same. That's my biggest fear, that I'll stay away too long, and when I come back, everything will have moved on without me.
Never happened. You are my life. You always will be.
I love you.
I swear.
I know.
Just a little bit longer. Everything is falling into place.
I thought you'd be asleep.
I was too afraid to sleep.
Why? What happened?
I don't know, Sonny. I haven't seen you or heard from you since this morning.
It's a day like any other day. How about you?
Well, I can't say the same.
I thought we agreed to forget about what happened with Mike.
I haven't. And I know that you haven't. And I really need for you to understand that I was just really upset when you told me about what your stepfather did to you and Adela.
Brenda.
And
No.
I'm sorry. I know. I know that I keep saying I'm sorry, but I am. I'm so sorry that that happened to you when you were a little boy. And I'm very sorry that you're angry that I told Mike. But, Sonny, I was so mad at him for not protecting you. And he saw me and he just sensed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started saying these things that really made me feel like he cared about you and your mom. And it just, I know, it just slipped out. Most of all, I am really sorry that you are probably never going to trust me enough again to tell me anything like this.
Brenda, don't make this a problem between us. If there's a problem, it's between Mike and me.
Mike was really devastated when I told him this.
Good, good. He made my mom suffer. Let him suffer.
I know that you suffered.
Brenda, forget it.
I can't.
Would you please let it go? I don't want any trouble from him. Okay? All right?